is too much of a lot of things, and it's too high for blood pressure. A blood pressure reading of 130/80 or higher means you're more likely to have a stroke or heart attack. Visit heart.org/HBP to find out more about controlling your blood pressure.
Hello, I'm Rosa Nieves. Join Queens Centers for Progress as we party hardy for a special evening of fine food at home edition, where QCP is bringing their virtual event to another level. The same great party, the same great food that's delivered to your doorstep for the perfect venue, your home.
Live from all over Queens, it's Evening of Fine Food at Home edition. With Chefs of the Year, Cecilia Riley and the Dempsey family. And your awesome award recipients, Jonathan Forgash and Mark Bashia Sr. and Jr. With special guest MCs, Monsignor Jamie Gigantiello, John M. Luke Jr., and Clyde Bullard. And tonight's special guests, comedians Suzanne Windland, Sandeep Sen, Jen Kay, and Mercer Morrison, magician Apollo Riego, and the swingin' sounds of Jim Altimore and your DJ Mike from Bravo Sounds. Welcome to an evening of magic, music, comedy, raffle, schmoozing, and a silent auction as we salute our sponsors and the staff and individuals at Queens Centers for Progress. Now please put your forks, knives, and spoons together for QCP's Executive Director, Terry Ross.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for joining us for this amazing evening. We're so grateful to all of you who so generously support QCP. We have a really exciting evening planned and some wonderful people to honor tonight. We're eager to get it underway. So ladies and gentlemen, I present our good friend and 2017 Chef of the Year, Monsignor Jamie Gigantiello. I got it right. Jamie?
And as I said earlier when I did the opening invocation, it's always an honor to be part of this great organization. I got involved about 10 years ago, and I was able to visit the site and to see all the good work that QCP does.
Part entertainment, part networking, the team at QCP set out to create a unique event and succeeded in wowing the audience.
This is our 25th Evening of Fine Food, and if I'm not mistaken, we are the longest running food tasting in the borough.
Wow, I believe you. I believe you.
I really wanted to recreate a live version of the event, a virtual version that mimicked the live version as best as we could and made people able to talk to each other.
Good evening and welcome. I am Margaret McPherson, and I am the president of the Board of Directors of Queens Centers for Progress. I also join many grateful families whose loved ones have received services from Queens Centers for Progress, and my brother was one of them. His life was so enriched by the programs he attended, he would never miss a day of work. It gave him purpose, but most importantly, he made friends. He made friends for a lifetime. And so you can see why I am so grateful. I am also grateful this evening for all of your attendance and your support. Because of your support, that you have helped them to keep the mission of QCP going.
Queens Centers for Progress had to suspend our day hab, vocational, and children's services indefinitely at the start of the pandemic, leaving 1,200 vulnerable individuals who rely on us for their care and needs with nowhere to go and with little access to life-sustaining and life-enriching services. QCP works swiftly and diligently to offer help and hope to our participants, their families, the community, and our staff, whether in person or remotely. Through our engaging online programming, delivery of food and essentials to our families in need, QCP engaged the community in ways we never thought possible. As we continue to cope with the COVID-19 health crisis, we look ahead with hope and with determination to fulfill our mission of providing independence and an elevated quality of life to the people whom we serve as we navigate our new normal. Together, we will get through this, just as we have for the past 71 years.
So your event adds another layer of support to local restaurants in New York City. Tell us about your food purveyors.
Basically, after the year that we all had, how do we pull off a food event and ask restaurants who have been so impacted by the pandemic to donate food after the year that they just had? Most of them are like hanging on by their nails to stay in business. So the model for tonight was that we would pay everybody for the food. Our attendees who are used to amazing bounty of food at our event with usually about 50 vendors, we would somehow provide them a taste of different cuisines. So we came up with boxes that have 3 different meals in them. And I'll be honest, originally we thought, okay, there'll be tastes of food and that'll be the tasting. But our restaurants really stepped up and pretty much provided full portions. So everybody who participated in our meal delivery system tonight received a box with placemats, napkins, and 3 meals and a dessert item to enjoy during the show. Folks, we have a lot going on here this evening. In a few moments, we're going to open up our stages and our rooms, and you're going to receive a message on the bottom of your screen inviting you to join a breakout room.
Now that we have a deck of cards out here, I need somebody to pick a card. It's going to be kind of difficult for me to have you select one, so I'm going to have, let's see, is it Mara or Mara?
Mara.
Mara, nice to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us. I need you to select a card, so you're just going to name one out loud for me. And obviously I'm going to see it. So just name a card out loud. Any one of these?
Queen of, what is it, diamond?
This one right here?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the one we're going to use. And I'm going to put a couple of marks on it. First off, I'm going to put your name on the card here so you guys can see this. Okay.
I should get that as a souvenir after the...
Oh yeah, I can mail it to you if you want. So here's what we're gonna do. I need you to give me a 4-digit number just to make sure this is the same exact card that we're using, that we don't have any duplicates or whatever like that. I need you to give me a 4-digit number.
Well, 1357.
1, 3, 5, and 7. Okay. Now, here's what's gonna happen. You could have chosen any card, but you just happen to choose the Queen of Diamonds. If you take it, you push it somewhere right down the center here. Okay? Just like that. All you gotta do is give it a little move like this, and it should jump right up to the top of the deck with your mark on it, right there with the 1357.
I have a mustache. She said, we do. So I let her do. And I went home to look at my clean shaven face, and I go close up and I see there are all these wrinkles under my nose. And I'm like, damn it, the mustache was hiding my wrinkles. It's apparently also hiding my upper lip.
Let's get some people in the room. Let's get some energy.
Come on, guys. I'm mute.
All right. I see Christina Gennaro. Are you there? Are you guys a couple? Are you guys married?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. How long have you guys been together?
About 8 years. A million years.
Yeah. One guy's like 8 years, and she was like a million years. Time was going more slowly for one of the people in the relationship.
I'm living in Las Vegas now. It's really different. It is, most comedians, like right now I do have a day job, but I'm thinking after this Zoom show, my career is just gonna take off. But I went from working in the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to working in a school. And it's a big difference. Like I went from working with criminals to working with future criminals.
I was on a dating website called Tinder. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but I was on another one called Bumble, and I like to call that one the M. Night Shyamalan of dating websites because it's a lot like Tinder, but twist ending, the girl has to respond first. You guys want to know how it works? It doesn't. It doesn't work.
Once I get you up there where the air is so rarefied, we're gonna glide absolutely starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so awfully near.
When it comes to a post-COVID world, and as we move, out of COVID, I think it's important that we prioritize those that have always needed our help and support, but particularly now. And so I think there should be like a triage system of people who are first in line to get help and to get support. And certainly I see the individuals that are served by QCP as in that category of really deserving of all the support and love that we can possibly give them. And also to support those who have worked through this, people who work for QCP.
He is blessed to have the support of so many in the community. But it's the people whom we serve and their families who become our best advocates. From the moment Bobby Dempsey moved into our residence, his sister Cecilia rallied the family, and before we knew it, our events and particularly our annual 5K was packed with family members. Bob's Buddies became our #1 fundraising team each year since, and Cecilia, her siblings, and her very large extended family, many of whom are present here this evening, have become welcome visitors in Bobby's home and in our lives. In addition to supporting QCP, Cecilia also became involved with the Queens Council of Developmental Disabilities and advocated for the rights of all people with an IDDD in the borough. And throughout the pandemic, the family has gone above and beyond in supporting us in many, many ways, but it is certainly the moral support that Cecilia has given us this year that makes her super, super special.
Hi, I'm Cecilia Riley. My brother is a resident of Grow through QCP for the last 5.5 years, and that is how I became involved with Queens Center for Progress. I am nothing but pleased with QCP and how they treat my brother. The direct support staff there are fantastic. I'm very impressed. If you're looking for somewhere to send your child, your adult, there's so much to offer. Kindness, you get kindness from them and a lot of help. Well, I have to laugh Chef of the Year because I always cook basic foods like your chicken here or there, but since the pandemic and we haven't been going out to eat, I have never cooked so much in my life. I've become a soup cooker. I cook a lot of soup. I make a lot of different dishes, and I try to go on the healthy end of the dishes. Favorite foods, I pretty much like Mexican, I like Chinese. I cook Mexican. I've tried a few Chinese dishes over the past year. So, and it's fun. I met a lot of new friends this year that I'm very happy, and I just feel grateful that they would consider me to be Chef of the Year.
Okay. There we are. Thank you, Mike. And we can see your beautiful sisters also. So we have a good selection of the Dempsey family here. So Cecilia, on behalf of QCP, we present you, but you'll have to present yourself, and you can open it up now. Open it up, take it out. We present you with a special award, and we thank you and your family for your trust and confidence in our staff and agency. Thank you for all that you guys do. So now, everybody.
When we say you're awesome, we mean it. QCP created the You're Awesome Award based on our Facebook posts thanking members of the community who stepped up to help us and our community in a time of need. As this is a food event, our awardees are most fitting recipients who truly exemplify the spirit of giving. Mark Basha Sr. and Mark Basha Jr. of Food for the Fearless and Jonathan Forgash of Queens Together. Mark Sr., who is the co-owner of Bourbon Street, Austin's Ale House, and One Station Plaza, is a longtime participant in QCP's Evening of Fine Food. Mark Jr. called his dad in the middle of the night with an idea to help, and within days they formed Food for the Fearless to provide restaurant-quality meals to the frontline workers who work tirelessly to keep our city alive. Jonathan, a professional chef, decided to put his skills to use to address food insecurity in Queens. He formed Queens Together, and since last March, the group has served more than 50,000 meals, supported by 1,500 volunteers and donors. Jonathan is also launching the Family Meals Project to continue the outreach. As Jonathan himself said, it's why chefs cook. We want to cook to take care of people. It's who we are. We salute our special honorees and say loud and clear, you're awesome.
Mark, and Jonathan, thank you so much. Our community is indeed enriched by your strong desire to help others and lift those in our community whose spirits need it and are in need. So thank you guys so much for all the hard work you've done during this pandemic. It's really, really amazing. So Mark, I believe you have something that we have there that I'm going to pretend to pass over to you. And Jonathan, you can all unveil them. Whoa! Those are QCP's You're Awesome Awards, and you guys are indeed awesome. Yeah, thank you so
much.
We have our Chef of the Year, Cecilia Riley, and also Jonathan Forgash. Congratulations, guys, on this beautiful achievement.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So tell me, how did you first get involved with Queens Centers for Progress? When did you first learn about this wonderful organization?
Well, I've known about the organization probably for a little over 10 years, but my brother became a resident there it'll be 6 years in May. And that's when I really met everybody there and saw how my brother thrived. His personality came out. He loved it there. My sisters and I would feel so grateful that we could go home, put our heads on the pillow, and know that he was safe.
Jonathan, when did you first become involved with QCP?
I connected recently at the Wednesday morning business meetings, the talk. I'm really in awe of all they've accomplished over the past number of years, and the hope is that we can do work with and for them in the years to come.
And how do you feel about being honored today?
Also blown away. This is really the first time we've been mentioned like this for the work we've done since we started last March. So it's very exciting. It's really very nice of them.
So both your dad and son?
Yep.
Okay. So how do you feel about this prestigious award tonight?
We're so proud. We're so proud to be part of the QCP. I'm so proud of the event. I'm so proud of my son, who is the founder of Food for the Fearless. And as a father and a father and son award, there's not too many people that can get that. And I'm very, very, very proud.
Really is. It's very interactive, so much fun. You get to see people that you know, you get to meet new people, and all to support QCP, which is so dear to our heart. So much good happens every single day, and these kind of events really just makes you feel so proud to be part of the Queens community. So I'm really excited. I'm actually the newest board member of QCP. I was actually honored in 2019 as Businesswoman of the Year and had the great honor to tour the facility and see just all the great work that happens every single day. It's like a hidden gem. You know, I wish that the whole world would know what happens every single day at QCP, because it really is magic.
On March 3rd, 2020, over 500 people packed Terrace on the Park for our Evening of Fine Food event. Weeks later, the coronavirus outbreak was declared a global pandemic, and on March 13th, QCP's programs were suspended indefinitely. QCP took our programs online, with staff and individuals participating in daily lessons. Our commitment to fulfilling our mission never wavered. Our residents and staff quarantined as the pandemic took hold. We honored our QCP heroes, our staff, for the incredible work and sacrifices they make in caring for our children and adults in day programs and those who reside in our group homes. And through it all, the outpouring of support from businesses and individuals in the community was more than awesome, as donations of PPE, food, funds, and even ice cream cakes came streaming in. We engaged our extended family, friends, and supporters with virtual events and meetings, and even launched a weekly business group. We thanked our lucky stars at our first virtual gala. We had a fun day of golf, and to close out the year, our Team QCP ran the annual marathon in Belrose. And at last, our New Year's gift was the arrival of the vaccine. QCP's residents and staff were first in line. We are grateful to the families who entrust their loved ones to us, to our resilient individuals, to our extraordinary staff, and to the Queens community who had our backs in our time of need. As we look back over the year, despite being distant, this year has brought us closer together as a community, as an agency, and it has made us forever QCP strong. Thank you all for supporting QCP, for being here for us, and for being here this evening.
Before we go, a round of applause for everyone who helped make this event a success. And thank you for sharing your time with us. And just remember, Queens Centers for Progress is the place to go to for individuals with special disabilities. Please visit queenscp.org to learn more. Thank you. QCP provides services to more than 1,200 people in Queens with developmental and intellectual disabilities. We would like to thank the Queens community and QCP's sponsors. Their participation and support helped to make this evening's event a success. Please join QCP for these upcoming events.
Sheila Mastrangelo, and my son is Anthony, and he goes to QCP, and he's been attending there since around 2008.
Hi, my name is Pat Kulas. I'm Secretary of the Board of Directors for the past many, many years. My daughter Kathy has been in program for over 35 years.
The support of the staff is absolutely amazing. Their warmth, their love, they make him feel loved, they make him feel respected, they're helping him to thrive.
When she graduated from OTC at 21 years old and we walked through the door at QCP, I knew that was the place for her, and she knew it. She didn't want to go anyplace else. There's an atmosphere there, a caring, giving atmosphere that you don't find in other places.
The compassion that they show, they go above and beyond, and I hope that, people appreciate the QCP program.
It is just the right atmosphere for her, and I think anybody else there. I can't imagine a better place in the whole world.
I go to QCP on Friday.
Yeah, and Monday.
And Monday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
We have to make people pay attention, that it's a worthy organization, and they have to fight, just like we have to fight. From the moment that our children are born, we have to fight for them to live. We have to fight for them to thrive. We have to fight again for their programs. It's so, so important.
It took a long time to find out what Kathy's problem was. Without QCP, I don't know what we would have done.
We know that when we hand our children over to the staff at QCP, we know that they're in good hands.
It was just the best placement for her, and it's made all the difference in the world. I always say I gave Kathy life, but QCP gave her a life.
Hi, I'm Jordan Peele. I'm usually trying way too hard to be funny. Well, right now I'm going to be completely serious with you. Online bullying is a toxic side effect of modern technology. No one's immune to it. Not you, not me, nobody. But there's a way we can fix it. This emoji in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard. Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing, not cool, definitely not funny. And I know what funny is. I coined the phrase wordness to the turdness. So join me and become a witness. When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
130. Just another number, right? Think again. It can mean all sorts of bad things. Swimming is great, but swimming with 130 sharks is a bad idea. 130 is too much of a lot of things, and it's too high for blood pressure. A blood pressure reading of 130 over 80 or higher means you're more likely to have a stroke or heart attack. Visit heart.org/HBP to find out more about controlling your blood pressure.
Hashtag Black History Month all year long. Hashtag Black History every month. This program was featured during Black History Month and is available for your viewing pleasure on Qptv's channels and on qptv.org.
Hello, I'm Rosa Nieves. Welcome to Queen's Perspectives. Black History Month is a time for honoring the triumphs and struggles of African Americans throughout the United States that put their stamp on history, like the legendary Keith David. He is a classically trained actor and producer that has over 300 credits to his name, winning 3 Emmys out of 6 nominations, as well as being nominated for a Tony Award. You may have seen him in the TV series Greenleaf for Oprah Winfrey's own network, or the Halo series, Platoon, The Thing, Dead Presidents, Crash, There's Something About Mary, Barbershop, and The Princess and the Frog. I would like to welcome Keith David. Keith, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Keith, the last time I saw you, it was at your Let There Be Love concert. The show aired in February, then COVID hit the world in March. How did the pandemic affect you and your upcoming projects?
Well, the pandemic has affected me like it's affected everyone else. I mean, the shutdown has been, worldwide, certainly nationwide. And so a lot of things have been on hold. I have managed to, I've done 3 movies since last March. I finished the movie that I was working on. March 12th, I was sent home. I went back in August to complete that movie. They were one of the first to open back up with very strict COVID protocols. And then I've done 2 more, one here in Los Angeles. And I just had like a day on the film, and again, with very strict protocols, but still somebody managed to test positive on the set, and they shut it down. Mm-hmm. And then went back, 14 days later. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the industry is being careful.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah. I mean, I wish people at large would be as careful. I see people walking around without masks. The worst culprit to me is people are not paying attention to social distancing. Now, you hear a lot of things out there. There's a lot of information, a lot of misinformation, and a lot of repetitive information. But what part of your job is to learn how to discern the truth from a lie. And, in this last administration, we've been lied to so much, and there's been so much propagandistic hype about what's real and what's fake and what's not and not. But, God gave you free will and gave you a mind to think. And
that's right.
It's up to you to do your part. And we are a community. No man is an island.
That's right.
We are a community. And if we are to survive as a community within the society, if we're going to survive as a society, you got to pay attention.
And you got to come together. And you got to come together.
And for what works for, the majority. And right now, the one thing that we do know about the virus mm-hmm. is that it is airborne, and that for the most part, wearing a mask will protect your neighbor, even if it's not going to prevent you from getting it, but it will, but it will hinder you from spreading it.
That's right.
That in itself is enough to make you want to wear it. That's no lie, and that just is, and we have to accept that. If we want this thing to end sooner than later, then you have to pay attention, follow the rules.
That's right. Not only that, there was on Channel 7 News, on ABC News yesterday, they were talking about there were less instances due to COVID and people paying attention to the part of, washing your hands, wearing a mask, less instances of the regular flu. It's record low for the regular flu, which means that with the regular flu, if people paid attention more, and now they will, because as a result of COVID, washing your hands, being conscious of your neighbor, if you have a cold, to cover up, there's less instances of catching things if we act together as a community. Does that make sense, Keith?
It makes perfect sense, and it really spills into other areas like common courtesy.
Yes.
But really, it really is the care, love, and respect for your community, for your own individual family, as well as our collective family of friends and neighbors.
Right. As you would say on Bishop Greenleaf, as Bishop James on Greenleaf, love thy neighbor as you love yourself.
Really. And treat him as and treat your neighbor like you would treat yourself. Treat yourself like you would treat your neighbor. With care and respect.
That's right. So let's talk about some of your projects. I didn't know you knew how to fly a plane. Let's talk about Horizon Life. Keith, do you really know how to fly a plane? I want to know.
I absolutely do not.
You do not?
But I give good fake. Right?
You don't act on it. I was like, listen, you got to pick the whole crew up at LaGuardia if you knew how. Oh my God. That's so funny.
It was definitely fun. Although, many years ago, I did a movie called Always with Steven Spielberg. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I did get to co-pilot a 4-passenger Cessna.
You're kidding me.
So, I got to steer it and move it along. I had the pilot right there with me, just in case, but I got to move it up and move it around and go through valleys, and go through clouds. It was very exciting.
Very nice, very nice. It's funny, all these different roles, you have to get people to teach you and train you on different things just to, master that role. Am I right? Makes sense.
As much as that can happen, you do. It doesn't always happen, but as much as you can absorb and get used to, get exposed to. Every little bit helps.
So tell my viewers about Horizon Line.
Well, it's a love story, about how two people who do love each other, how ego gets in the way and fear gets in the way, and circumstances force them together, and they have to work together to survive. And you see how surviving together, banding together to survive together, also forges a bond that is inescapable. And if there was love to begin with, well, love wins out in the end.
And in this film, you're flying a plane. You're flying the couple overseas.
I'm flying the couple to a little island, and then something happens. I don't want to give away.
That's right. Don't give away. Don't give away.
And then
you have to watch it. You have to watch it.
You gotta be there. You gotta
be there. You gotta watch it. We're giving people a lot of things to watch during COVID time. People are searching for, my family, what we do. What did you watch now? What are you watching next? So we're gonna give people things to watch. So Greenleaf concluded in 2020. How much fun was it to play Bishop James, and are you attracted to that type of role?
Yes, I am. I used to want to be a minister. So for me, it was a dream come true. I mean, it was really a fulfillment of a very lifelong dream, and for which I will always be deeply grateful to Oprah and to Craig Wright and to Clement Virgo, and especially to my cast, who was, Lynn Whitfield, Merle Dandridge.
Amazing cast and crew.
Just
amazing.
An amazing group of people to work with. We had a really, really, really wonderful time. And I think, it's also great when you have something that can be also entertaining and impactful. And I think we impacted many, many lives because, we told real stories about real people.
That's right. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this brief message.
The National Museum of African American History and Culture. America is a constant work in progress, that each successive generation can look upon our imperfections and decide that it is within our collective power to align this nation with the high ideals of our founding. That's what you'll see inside. You'll see it in the shackles of an enslaved child and in the hope of Harriet Tubman's gospel hymnal. You'll see it in the tragedy of Emmett Till's coffin and the triumph of a Tuskegee airplane. You'll see it in the shadow of Prison Guard Tower and in the defiance of Jesse Owens' cleats and the American pride of Colin Powell's uniform. The story of King, who summoned us all toward the mountaintop.
Welcome back to Queen's Perspectives with the legendary Keith David. Let's go to another project that you're working on or you completed, Black as Night, a film with vampires. Tell my viewers about
Yes,
that
I got
project.
to play. Years ago when I was a kid, I used to want to be the first Black Dracula. Well, William Marshall beat me to that when he played Blackula. But,
Yes, I remember that.
You couldn't get a better choice than William Marshall to play Blackula. Eddie Murphy did that one later on, but I got to play my first Dracula. So here I am as a vampire.
Excellent.
Very much fun.
So you stretch your craft from films about vampires to the serious roles in as a bishop in Greenleaf, to Deputy Chief Spencer in 21 Bridges, to a character in a cartoon, or being part of a video game. Which type of project do you enjoy the most? So if you had an array of projects, which do you gravitate to more? Is it jumping in front of the green screen and acting and being able to do that, or the serious roles? Which?
I like working. That's my game of choice. Yes, that's my genre of choice. whatever, in whatever genre it is, and that's what makes it fun. You can, skip around and do things. Of course, my first love is the theater, and I love being in the theater. I love working in the theater. But films and TV they're another animal, and it's just a different aspect of the work. But I just love to work.
So unfortunately we lost Chadwick Boseman, and you shared the screen with him in 21 Bridges. How was it working with him?
What a wonderful young man. Just a beautiful human being. Beautiful human being. And, we say, we lost him too soon, but he left us a very powerful legacy.
He did.
Of wonderful work, and a legacy of a wonderful work ethic, because no one knew what he was going through while he was going through it and still working.
Yeah.
So, it just shows to that there's nothing you can't get through, and there's nothing to stop you but you.
That's right.
There are many people who would have certainly sat on the side and suffered through it. He worked through it. I agree. No one, and really, unless you knew, you didn't know. No one really knew what was going on with him, and I will always hold him in the highest of esteem for his work ethic.
I agree. And everyone said the same thing about him as a person and a human being, and the legacy that he leaves behind, and that children, young people can look up to him and say, I can aspire to do that, just like they do with you. So this brings me back to the pandemic. How is the audition process going on now, or when people are running lines and stuff like that? Is that all being done through like Zoom?
A lot, yes. There's some, I've done some voice work, and I've gone to some studios, and it's very different. You come in one door, go out another. You come in masked up. You put your mask in a bag while you're working. If somebody has to come into the booth, you remask up while they come in. But we are being as cautious and safe as possible. We want to get through this alive,
definitely,
and well.
And I know some people are being set up at home where they're have a small crew or staff. Yeah. Or they're recording themselves. They're setting them up to record themselves for certain things, certain voiceovers and stuff like that. So now, before the pandemic, you were touring with 2 shows, Let There Be Love and also the tribute to Joe Williams. Do you miss the concerts?
Oh my God, yes. There is no experience like being in the theater and being in the same room with the audience. And there's no substitute for that.
I agree.
I will quote my friend Michelle Shea and say, the theater is still the one place that we have to examine what it is to be a human being. And while we are in that examination together, exploring that together in the same room, breathing the same air, there's no substitute for it. You can go and have a wonderful experience in a movie theater, but it's not the same as being live in the theater.
Oh, I agree. And I love live music. People thrive from live concerts. From the day of time. And concerts and musicians bring people together naturally.
Yeah. And that's the other show that I'm working on is Joe Williams. And that was, he says in the show that was one of his purposes in life was, he sang with the Basie Band for 6 years. And he talks about the Basie Band, part of their purpose, but they brought people together, you know, snapping your fingers, tapping your feet, dancing and having a good time. And that's that was the purpose of the music, to bring people together. You know, you can drop all the agendas, racial agendas dropped when you're listening to the good music and grooving with the music. I mean, that happens today when you can go to, you know, any rapper's concert and you see, you know, an array of humanity displayed.
It's true. It's true.
It's a beautiful thing.
I agree. Last question for today, because you know we always follow you, Keith. You have over 300 credits to your name. Is there anyone that you have not shared the screen with that you would like to share the screen with or partner on a project, on a new project?
Oh, gee. Any number of people, you know. Now, you know, it's it won't happen now, but you know, I'd always wished to work with Cicely Tyson.
Oh, I know. Yes.
A big hero and an icon, and she was a hero. I mean, she wrote.
Yes, I agree.
She was just a wonderful example, again, of an incredible work ethic. Just an incredible work ethic. You know, we also lost in the same week Cloris Leachman, whom I have met, and you know, she also had an incredible work ethic. You know, and there are lots of young artists and older, you know, my contemporaries that I would, you know, love to work with.
Okay. Thank you, Keith, for joining me here today on Queen's Perspectives. We appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Thanks for inviting me.
When the Teen Titans go to the movies, they know the best way to travel is safely. To keep your child safe, be sure to use the right car seat for their age and size.
Exactly. Hollywood, here we come! The Atom has arrived!
Have a seat, my dude. For more information on finding the right seat, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Impressive.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Titans go!
Cuando los Teen Titans van al cine, ellos saben que la mejor forma de viajar es estar seguros. Para mantener seguro a tu hijo, asegúrate de usar el car seat correcto para su edad y tamaño.
Exactly. Hollywood, here we come! The Atom has arrived!
Have a seat, my dude.
Para más información acerca del car seat correcto, visita nhtsa.gov/protegidos.
Impressive.
Presentado por the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration y el Ad Council.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
$130. Just another number, right? Think again. It can mean all sorts of bad things. Swimming is great, but swimming with 130 sharks is a bad idea. 130 is too much of a lot of things, and it's too high for blood pressure. A blood pressure reading of 130/80 or higher means you're more likely to have a stroke or heart attack. Visit heart.org/HBP to find out more about controlling your blood pressure.
Hi, I'm Jordan Peele. I'm usually trying way too hard to be funny. Well, right now I'm going to be completely serious with you. Online bullying is a toxic side effect of modern technology. No one's immune to it. Not you, not me, nobody. But there's a way we can fix it. This emoji in the symbol section of your phone's emoji keyboard. Use it when you see bullying online to say, I see what you're doing, not cool, definitely not funny. And I know what funny is. I coined the phrase wordness to the turdness. So join me and become a witness. When you see bullying online, use this emoji to do something. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org.
150/90.
180/111.
160/110. I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure looks like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from invisible or silent. If you've come off your treatment plan, get back on it or talk with your doctor to create an exercise, diet, and medication plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
If I would have followed a treatment plan, I would not be in this situation.
Strawberries? Okay.
I try to keep up with what these young people is doing and knowing.
I was at work and I just got a text from a number that I didn't know.
I sent him a text. He texts me back and say, "Who dis?" And I just thought that was the funniest thing.
The next few weeks, you just made fun of me, like would answer the door and say, "Who dis?"
Who dis?
Drop off a warm meal and get more than you expect. Volunteer at americaletsdolunch.org.
America, let's do lunch.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Ooh, cute.
Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
Hey girl, what's up? What's the name? What's good? What's up?
How many did you have?
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
130. Just another number, right? Think again. It can mean all sorts of bad things. Swimming is great, but swimming with 130 sharks is a bad idea. 130 is too much of a lot of things, and it's too high for blood pressure. A blood pressure reading of 130/80 or higher means you're more likely to have a stroke or heart attack. Visit heart.org/HBP to find out more about controlling your blood pressure.